Yo, what's up, everybody? It is June Wednesday, 25th, and coming off of a hot weekend into a boiling hot week. Everywhere I went out there, I felt like I was in Texas again, and I can't imagine how hot it must be down in Texas. Hopefully, you're staying cool. I actually ended up getting a little air purifier slash cooling fan for this room. It just the AC just doesn't quite cut it over here. And we got a lot to go over today. We got a lot to catch up on Heroes Con. We got some upcoming shows. I think there's actually some shows this weekend you guys might be interested in. I won't be at any of them. I'm taking a weekend off before it's off to Denver. But joining me tonight is none other than the one, the only James Sketching the Beasts. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man?
Oh, hydrating. It's the name of the game, man.
Oh yeah, it's hot, dude. It is hot.
It's been like mid to upper 90s all week.
Yeah.
And like I said, this room, even with the AC on, it just having the sun beating in here the whole time, it just cooks a little more.
Oh yeah.
I ended up buying one of those Dyson fancy air purifier air blade things.
Yeah.
And it's not coming through on the mic, is it?
No, I can't hear it.
Perfect. It is so quiet. I was at first, I'm like, surely this is a scam. I've never paid this kind of money for a fan.
Yeah, they're expensive.
But super quiet. It's air purifying, which I could probably use a little in my life. Who knows? Maybe we'll start bringing it to the conventions and start putting it right next to my face. You know? I don't know.
God only knows what kind of air you're breathing in at those shows, man.
Dude, that was I said it at another show. There's a dude that was bent out of shape that William Shatner wouldn't shake his hand, or William Shatner wouldn't let him shake his hand, and I'm like, dude, no one's washing their hands these days,
dude. No, and it's speaking of, you know how you used to during COVID, we used to just go everywhere you went. There was hand sanitizer everywhere you went. Everywhere you went. Now my kids like touch something and I'm like, oh, let's go get hand sanitizer. No one's got hand sanitizer. It's like, really, you guys couldn't continue to invest the $10, maybe $100 a month you spent on hand sanitizer? Really?
I've got a theory that hand sanitizer is actually worse for you. They're gonna come out with a study.
It's well, so they say, they did sort of hint at, well, I shouldn't say hint. They did some sort of study that said that lack of exposure to germs is worse than exposure to germs in most situations. I
can see it. It's good for you till it's really bad for you.
Yeah, right.
I like where Ben is our resident dirty-minded
OnlyFans.
Yes.
Steve's OnlyFan.
It's
funny.
It got me thinking though. I was doing some light research and I found this portable air conditioner. It's not like the one where you got to run a hose out to the window kind of air conditioner.
Yeah.
It just looks like a cooler, and you can park it wherever you want, and it does its thing. And it's got great reviews. It's like $600 though. But I'm like, that would actually be kind of nice to have under the table at some conventions where it starts to get a little steamy in there.
Yeah.
But
hopefully, let's hope Flower City doesn't get hot this year.
Yeah, right.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah, it's like guaranteed. What's up, Dave? What's good, man? Well, Flower City, though, that's in September, right?
Yeah.
So there's a chance it'll be cool. Unless you get that
Yeah.
crazy summer again.
Yeah, so I've been doing that show for I don't know before COVID and then after COVID since they had it open, and yeah, I don't remember ever having an issue with it being hot like that to that extreme. Like it gets a little bit warm. You got people walking around and people are talking and stuff, but never to that like extreme of heat.
It's problematic.
So, yeah, it was bad. I mean, my friend, she like brought her like little fan she's got, and like she was still sweating her butt off, man. But
apparently Dallas Fan Expo a couple years ago, allegedly their AC went out. Like in Texas is a requirement. Like especially in June.
Oh yeah.
Everyone said it was absolutely miserable.
I don't doubt that at all.
No, with that many people in there just sweating all over. Ugh. Welcome to the most disgusting start of Point Ground. Welcome, everybody. Gonna cover some topics tonight. We got Heroes Con. That was really big all over the social medias, all that good stuff. People checking that out, talking about it. There wasn't a whole lot of drama. There's a little bit. There's always a little bit of drama.
We're here for the drama.
Yeah, but here's some drama I did want to start with. I don't know if you've heard about this one, but apparently there's this dude called the Liver King.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard about this guy?
Yeah, I've been following him for a couple of years.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Taking some health tips?
No. No. As soon as I saw him, this dude, no way this dude is natural. He's insane.
Yeah, my brother showed me this dude a long time ago. Apparently his whole bit, and folks in the chat, let me know if you've ever tried this diet, but apparently all he does is eat like liver and raw meat and is absolutely shredded. Well, nowadays he looks a little rough, friends.
Yeah, dude, he's falling apart.
And apparently he just got arrested for threatening Joe Rogan, which is probably not the best move.
Yeah.
This video, there's no real threats in this video. I'm not gonna play it, but just for the video or the image here.
Yeah.
He's definitely challenging him to like a UFC match. And I don't know, man. Like Dave's take health tips on what not to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, he paces around for a solid 2 minutes just talking about how him and Joe should fight, and it'll be good either way. Even if he loses, he hopes he gets choked out. But if he doesn't get choked out, Joe better watch out. I'm like, dude, I don't know either of you that well. I'm pretty sure you shouldn't threaten to fight anybody on the internet.
Yeah, it's not a good thing. You know what? I think.
What's up?
I think he's trying to follow the trend of what was that one guy who fought Mike Tyson recently? What was his name?
When the Paul brothers.
Yeah. Logan Paul was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fight you" and whatever, and like tried to hype it up, but that. Like people don't realize that's a PR thing. Like that's a stunt. That's obviously a stunt. He's probably trying to do that same thing because I know I shouldn't say for a fact, but I'm pretty sure he's in pretty bad financial state right now. Mr. Liver King here. So he might be just trying to gain some hype to make some money.
Yeah. I feel like that's the internet clout thing happening.
Yeah.
I got Sketch Ellis hanging out in the Instagram chat. What's up, Sketch?
What's up?
If you want a link, man, I'll send you a link if you want to jump in and hang out, chat. Yeah, Sketch, it's funny. So funny is not the right word, but Sketch and I go way back. When I say way back, like 3 years, probably around the same time I met you, James.
Way back.
Yeah, way back, 3 or 4 years. And he's gotten on to do a lot of big things with Power Rangers, doing a lot of covers for them.
Okay, yeah.
And I kept talking to him. I'm like, dude, you got to meet this other guy I know, JD. He's been running a series of conventions down through like Virginia, that area.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out JD he's got a gig now writing for the Power Rangers.
Oh, wow. Good for him.
So
That's awesome.
They finally connected, and I'm like, this is great. This is fantastic. A small world kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw JD at Charlotte this week. I saw a lot of good familiar faces. But I think we ought to start a segment of the show to drum up some excitement. Is who wants to throw down? I'm gonna get an intro stinger and everything. And we're gonna start a tag team championship where we offer to fight other celebrities. Or maybe not celebrities, just people in the news or people we saw on the street.
Okay.
So if we have any suggestions in the chat as to who or whom we need to fight, in a respectful sanction match, might I add. We're not gonna jump them, right?
Yeah, we're just not gonna go on the street and just start wrestling.
No. We'll have a ring, maybe some folding tables. I'm good for it.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, Liver King got arrested today. Is what I'm getting at here.
Yeah.
You've got some shows coming up, right? Isn't Nickel City coming up this weekend?
Yeah, Nickel City's coming this weekend. Yeah.
What's the big draw this weekend? Don't put intended.
So we have Stefan Kaepernick. I'm definitely murdering his name right now, but the guy who played Colossus in the Daredevil movie, or not Deadpool movie.
Deadpool,
sorry.
Nice.
A couple of the cast from Alien are coming. I think there'll be some other some wrestlers that I'm not familiar with. I'm not a big wrestling guy, unfortunately. And there's a couple of other reoccurring guests that they just have all the time. I think it's funny. They have the guy who played in one of the zombie movies from the 80s or 70s. Which I think is weird, but he's always there. And then
he's always there.
Yeah,
there are some wrestlers that are.
There he is. What's his face?
Danny Trejo.
Yes, Danny. Danny is, I think, their headliner.
That should be a good show.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Ray Park.
Ray Park.
Yeah, Ray Park's cool.
It's interesting that they led with Colossus on that.
He I think he was supposed to come last time and he canceled, maybe.
Gotcha.
Or this is his second time coming. I'm not sure, but yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then I'm actually, funny enough, I'm going to be in the same aisle in Artist Alley as James O'Barr. So that'll be cool.
That'll be fun.
I don't know if that will help me or hurt me, but we'll see.
It all has to do with line management. That was some of the problems that they, for as good of a con as Heroes Con is, it's not 100% perfect.
What show really is, right?
I try to think about it. Dave says he'll take us both.
Okay, nice.
You're not allowed to use any hatchets or anything or axes. Forged steel. Yo, nice. What's up, Jay? What's good, man?
What's going on, Jay?
What is good? There was the one. So as far as lines go, I thought the big problem coming into Heroes was going to be the line to get to the dock, but there was no line. To the point where I wasted a lot of energy going and parking at the garage and wheeling stuff across. I could have just gone to the dock.
That sucks.
Dave is very sure that he could take us even if we're armed.
I don't know about that, Dave. I watched a lot of Power Rangers in my day.
I used to get drunk and throw tomahawks at trees.
There you go.
Wasn't particularly good at it, but I used to do it.
1 out of 10. You got 1 out of 10. It counts. That's all it takes.
We learned really quick not to throw the all black knives. We had throwing knives too, because if you throw all black knives into the woods, they're impossible to find. and now you just have
Okay.
knives laying around in the woods.
Yeah.
Kind of a
That's
problem.
funny. I used to shoot arrows in my backyard, and there's still arrows I cannot find that went into the ground. No idea where they went.
You ever shoot them like straight up in the air?
No, that sounds dangerous. I'd rather
It's
not do
incredibly dangerous. And a buddy that used to do that. It's really dumb. All right, so Dave, we're already proclaiming you the winner. If anyone in the chat would like to challenge Dave to a death match, I can't say death match, to a sanctioned fight.
There you go.
Yeah. There was the only complaint I had heard from Heroes was that they had some big names there. They had like Chris Claremont and stuff that all had like their own like zigzag lines.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
There were some long waits over there, but that's to be expected.
Yeah.
There were a handful of other artists kind of sprinkled throughout the show that have a huge following, and their lines are nuts every year. And at this point, they really should have their own like cue line.
Yeah.
Like Scotty Young, huge name.
Yeah.
It's got a ton of draw. Probably at this point should have his own like area.
Yeah.
So I know there's a lot of people that were over there that were kind of not the happiest that his line was kind of wrapping around by them, but
ooh, yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
I mean, at least, it gets more eyes on your stuff.
You would think.
I know, but a lot of those guys are just there to like get their signatures and get out, right? Like it's half of that line.
I've noticed with this convention. Okay, so I'm not stupid. I know that my booth is obnoxiously big and bright and everything else, right? It's for a reason.
Yeah.
And at that show, like nobody has a big booth. So it's really obvious that I'm there, and there will still be people that don't even look twice at me. They are there to go see the greats, and I don't blame them. Go see your guys, but if people aren't looking at me and I'm directly across from a couple of artists, then they're not going to be looking at some of these other folks, unfortunately.
Yeah, that does suck. And yeah, I mean those are clearly the guys that are just, like I said, just there to get a signature on a book or whatever, or like, you know, or maybe in some instances they're like, I only got $50. I want to go get my sketch or whatever. Or say probably more than that, but
right,
you know. So
yeah, I think I saw the same video too. I was kind of checking out some of the this is my video here that I took, but
I have seen that as well, Jay. We must have all watched the same video.
Yeah. Well, if anyone has anything negative to say, of course it's going to get more clicks. I think a lot of the con walkthrough videos are getting kind of stale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean everyone's doing it, right? That's the name of the game. It's sort of its own little economy that we've got going on here, because there's plenty of people that can't make it out to the conventions, or they're just trying to get something signed and, you know, complete a collection or whatnot. But he says, I watched a YouTube video on HeroesCon, and the one gripe is that there was 95% of overpriced modern books, and some were double the price of current eBay. And the guy even made a comment on there at one point that the sticker price was $200, and before the guy even started negotiating, he's like, yeah, it's $200, but I'd let it go for $150. And it's like,
but why price it at $200 for the board?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's part of the sales thing, but still, like.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a tactic, and I get it. You know, I like to collect too. Don't want to overpay. I've got some artist buddies that's part of the tactic is, you know, if you come and you price something at $1,000 and people, oh my God, that's $1,000. It's amazing, but I can't afford $1,000. You're like, yeah, but I'm really trying to move it. So for you, I'd do 800. In your mind, you're like, well, if I don't do this now, it'll be $1,000 later. I could save 200 if I do it right now.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So it is a sales tactic. It's obnoxious when literally everyone does it. But that's the name of these conventions, though, is that you got to have some kind of deal. overpricing isn't necessarily the best way to do it, but it works for a lot of people. It really does. I don't know. There was somebody else from a previous convention. I can't remember which one that they put up a video. It was the same thing that they were complaining that it was almost like Pawn Stars, where he'd come in and he had some books and they're like, "Oh, best I can do is like $20 for that." He's like, "It's $100 book, and you're what? Gonna give me $20?" And then he was looking at the other keys that he had up there and other slabs, and he's like, and of course, those are all priced at like $250, $300.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's like GameStop.
What do we do about this? What do we do about it?
I don't know. The collector's market really just completely dictates the price of these books, man. People are willing to pay what they want to pay, and yeah,
that's it. Absolutely.
That dictates the whole market.
I need to get some I need to get like a Yelp review page going. Says, I don't know, if I go to a convention, it'll be for a celebrity sig for my collection and for Steve Messenger. Now, there's two Steve Messengers that do art. One of them only paints horses. I hope you mean this Steve Messenger.
That's is it really another Steve Messenger that paints horses?
Dude, I don't know if I've ever showed him on the channel. I'm going to go ahead and bring him up here because I've talked about him enough. We're going to go ahead and do a little quick search for Steve Messenger. Yeah, so early on, I started getting emails in regards to horse paintings, and I'm like, I don't paint. Some people don't know. They call them paintings. They're drawings.
Yep.
And then I end up getting a is it X-rated? There are plenty of people that request sexy centaurs, which is kind of, for some folks, the best of both worlds. Anyways, moving right along. So I had done maybe half a dozen or so conventions. And I get this email is saying that it's some dude that's a curator for a gallery in Paris. And he's like, "We love your artwork. We'd love to feature you." And I'm like, this seems too good to be true. But I looked him up. He's legit.
Yeah.
I asked for some more details, and he responded back, "Yes, we'd love to feature your equine art." I'm like,
your what art?
And I'll look it up because I'm not the smartest guy sometimes. Equine is horses.
Oh, okay.
And so I just look up Steve Messenger horses to be like, what could, and this is what I found.
I was just gonna say, pull it up right now. I want to see this.
Yeah, this guy's like world famous. He has 19,000 followers.
Wow.
Like,
for painting horses.
Yeah, he's really good. He's really good. I should get him on the show sometime, you know? and we could talk about style and horses, and if he hates me at all that I exist, you know, out here tarnishing Steve Messenger name with
yeah.
Bro. Yeah, yeah, Jay. I can see how that
out of the gutter. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Horses got to rebound, you know. Sometimes horses fall, they got to get back up, you know. But the dude is really good, and he does these giant like murals and all that good stuff. He definitely has better hair than I do. Where'd it go? I mean, definitely better hair. He's in a lot better shape.
He's the opposite Steve Messenger.
He draws way better horses.
Now, would he be the evil Steve or the good Steve? I mean, where do you feel like he's
I think he's the good Steve.
He's the good Steve. Okay.
If we're going,
you're the evil doppelganger.
Well, I don't like just good and evil. I think the D&D spectrum of lawful good, chaotic good, and lawful evil, neutral.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I think I'm more chaotic good or chaotic neutral.
Okay.
I don't exactly have the strongest moral creed that I live by.
Yeah.
He drinks water and you drink whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually been on a drinking break.
Good for you, man.
It's been going how long now? I think I'm on like
3 weeks.
Yeah,
4
2 or 3
weeks?
weeks now. And yeah, I really want a beer. Not as bad today, but like every now and then it'll be like, we're gonna stop and get dinner somewhere. It'd be great to have a beer.
Yeah.
Nope. So yeah, we've been a long 2 hours. Yeah, the break was longer than 2 hours.
Drinking water. Nice.
That's I was talking to somebody like you should try one of those mocktails or those fake whiskeys. I'm like, I've been drinking whiskey and bourbon for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm gonna know the difference. It's okay. I don't know. I don't need it. I've just been drinking water, iced tea. That's it. Well, and I've got a passion for fake grape flavor.
Ooh, I love me some fake grape too, man.
Yeah, purple drink.
Purple drink.
But yeah, so Steve Messenger is a phenomenal artist. I apologize profusely for tarnishing the Steve Messenger name with pictures of Belle Delphine and other girls that I draw.
So it's okay.
I hold Jay partially responsible for that one. But yeah. So yeah, heroes. There was another almost altercation on the floor.
Oh.
Yeah, there's some drama behind it, and all I know is that there are two artists that have had an internet beef for quite a while.
Oh.
And I had actually been down that aisle a couple times because there's a lot of indie creators that I've heard that are on Kickstarter and Indiegogo down there. And the couple times I'd walk around, it's like all the people that I might have wanted to meet are tied up talking to people or they're away from their table. It was gonna be the saddest fight you'd ever see. There'd be a lot of going like this as they're backing up, a lot of heavy breathing. Apparently it ended with somebody else that was just walking by that kind of got between the two. That I guess they were by their table, standing out in front of their table, and the other dude came up and they were kind of, the almost nose to nose at each other, and he had to like split them up. And yeah, like I don't know.
What you gonna do? You stole my art. You stole my art, bro.
It's even sadder than that.
Oh God.
But I don't know the ins and outs of the beef, and I don't know. There's plenty of other people talking about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like conventions are supposed to be a good time, Like if you're an artist, your biggest concern is I need to make as much money as I can this weekend. I've only got so much time. Most of it's going to be eaten up either talking to people or working on commissions. I don't really have time to walk around, let alone go start a fight.
Right.
So, I don't know.
People have their energy in the weirdest places sometimes, these shows, man.
I guess. Charlotte does that to men. Oh, man. It is a town.
Yeah, how was the area surrounding the show?
Charlotte's a good little town. Have you ever been to Charlotte?
I have not. No. I mean, well, I have, but it was so long ago, I don't remember.
Yeah, it's a very clean town and a lot of money. Like an obnoxious amount of money, which definitely helps. This is another one of those shows where the number of transactions wasn't that high, but like people were buying a lot of original art and that sort of thing.
That's cool.
So, Mike, I said I didn't want to talk about it, but you nailed it. They were arguing about eraser qualities.
I'm going needed all the way. I don't know how you feel about it, Steve.
Well, you remember back in like grade school, they had the pencil toppers that were technically erasers.
Yeah.
But you didn't want to use them because you didn't want to, erase Scooby-Doo into like half a pup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Dave, I appreciate you coming in here and threatening to beat us all and then leaving. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Thanks for hanging out, Dave.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
Eraser equality rights movements. Yes.
Your first comment seems incredibly poor taste.
Yeah, dude, that was so bad. I was like, wait, what?
Okay, so why does Steve's YouTube channel get canceled? And why is he not allowed back at any conventions? Oh, he harbors. Yeah. Yes, thank you. You corrected it just in time as I was reading it. I'm like, oh,
You're like, wait, what?
Eraser equality. Oh boy. Yeah, but turns out some of the other big names that were there that weren't too far away, like Ryan Benjamin was right around the corner from me. That was super cool.
I need to go to a show where he's at one of these days. Be like,
Yeah.
yo, do you remember me? Probably not, but
Oh yeah. That's right, Dave. I like it. A man of strong convictions.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
So when you were doing classes with Ryan Benjamin, was it like video call like this, or were you guys just like in a chat room, or?
Yeah, it was exactly. I mean, it was almost exactly this. It was Zoom. We all had our videos on. Some people didn't have their video on, but you know, whoever wanted to have their video on had their video on. We'd do a class, and he'd like teach you, like he'd do a session where he was like, you know, breaking down the basics, and then we would do a critique class. And he would give you homework, and then the next class would be a critique class, and then it would be a breakdown, and then it would be a critique class.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
I mean, hopefully he would recognize me from my little square in the corner. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, it is always interesting meeting people in real life versus like their little icons or, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have a really hard time trusting people on the internet now. I will admit that.
I never did. Trust people on the internet?
Yeah.
Man, that's a dangerous game.
Yeah. I mean, people seem authentic when, you know, they could seem authentic for years until you realize where their true face lies, you know?
You're still waiting for that Nigerian prince to come through with that.
Yeah,
$2 million.
Yeah.
He sent him the iTunes gift card number and everything.
Yeah, I did, man. I sent him a couple, you know? You know, it's funny, dude. My grandma was sending those people tons of money, like those scammers in wherever in India or wherever they are. They were just like, "Oh, you're gonna win the lottery, but we need you to send us, you know, X amount of money in gift cards or whatever." And it's like, right. She would just continue to give them money even after we've told them like this is a scam. But they would call her and talk to her and like they were. I think the way they get the older people. This is like the older people are lonely and like they just want somebody to talk to, and then like they talk to them and like you know make them feel like they're at home, and that's how they get them, I think. You know. Well,
and it's the way that they do it. It's almost like some of them make them feel like you're in trouble if you don't do the thing.
Or that. Yeah, exactly.
Let's get caught up on a couple of these. Can you give a rundown about who Ryan Benjamin is? Because he's. I know who he is.
But you know who he is.
Yeah.
Ryan Benjamin, big artist. He's been working with like Jim Lee and them and Marvel and DC for I don't know, over 15, 20 years now, probably. And he runs now Comic Pro Boot Camp. He just launched a Kickstarter that made like, I don't know, somewhere close to almost $1 million, I think. For the Comic Pro Boot Camp like book. It's come out with a book, like it has all sorts of stuff like writing and stuff. So yeah, pretty much it. He's penciler and inker.
He had to give you guys an idea, Jim Lee, this is his right hand. Like Jim Lee, I was talking to Ryan, and he said that occasionally Jim will give him completely finished pencils that he needs to go in and ink, and other times he gives them very rough, loose sketches where Ryan pretty much has to draw the whole thing.
Yeah. Yep.
So it just depends on the time. But the dude had some originals for sale. He had a couple head sketches for like $300, and I'm like,
they're good.
They're really good. None of them were characters I really liked, but they were really good.
Yeah.
The two he had Cyclops and Beast.
Oh, nice.
I think those are like 2 or 250 each. And then he had a Poison Ivy that wasn't as good per se, in my opinion. It wasn't a head sketch. It was like her facing away for like 350. It's the quality on the other two was way better.
Yeah.
And some of the other ones he had were really amazing, but I don't remember what they were.
Yeah.
Why doesn't J. Scott Campbell leave the West Coast? I would imagine he makes more money staying there than.
Yeah, he doesn't need to go anywhere. Dude makes bank.
Yeah,
he doesn't need to go nowhere. I mean, if somebody wants to pay him to come, I'm sure he'll come. But yeah,
giggity. He might. He technically, like, if they could, I know he does some random signings and stuff, and he'll go like over to Europe for some stuff. But it'd be cool to see him do like a mini tour, go do like C2E2. My brain's blanking, but you get the idea. Maybe like a MegaCon would be cool. But,
yeah.
Well, just so you know, sketching, I have claws. I missed something there. I missed something.
Yeah.
I don't trust, dude.
Lost me on that one too.
Yeah. God, there was one that came up today that was actually really good. It looked like it was straight from Square, saying that there was a dispute on my account, which happens from time to time.
Yeah.
Especially like a couple days after a show. And then I looked at the email and it was squaremtg.com, not square.com. Like
Square Magic the Gathering?
What? Yeah, okay, so the romance ones, I can't get into details as to who this was.
Oh, jeez.
But there is, we'll just say, an acquaintance I know that was hitting up his son for quite a bit of money because an actress he knows needed a pickup truck, and she was also somehow going to get him a pickup truck. And I forget who it was. It wasn't Selma Hayek.
Deal.
Yeah, it was literally like she was going to do some deal and she just needed $1,000 to be able to like wire the money or wire the truck or whatever. And it wasn't Selma Hayek, but it was an actress like that. And he's like, what makes you think that's, we'll just say it was Selma, would find you on Instagram and be like, this is the guy.
Yeah.
Like in your 60s. I don't know. Well, Selma Hayek's up there too. She's like 50 something, isn't she? I think she's like approaching 60.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I mean, never mind. I shouldn't say up there because I'm gonna be 40. So
it's all right. 40 is the new like 30. You're good.
I feel like I'm 17. Look at me. Look at me. Look at this.
It's funny you talk about the scams. I didn't get scammed, but I could definitely see how people can fall for some of these because I got a message once from wow, I'm drawing a blank on his name now. Matthew Lillard on like Twitter or Blue Sky or something. You know, when I wasn't very deep in Blue Sky at that point, but I knew like Matthew was like kind of transitioning his social media profiles because he was leaving Twitter or X. And I got a message, and it was like Matthew Lillard official or something. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, because he had my email address, I kind of like, oh, maybe he looked me up or whatever. And he recognized me because I just seen him at Steel City, right? So like I almost was like actually believed that this was him for a minute. And he's like, oh, thank you for being a big fan and whatever. And I'm like, no problem. I like all your work. I liked all your work since Hackers and stuff. And like kind of carried on this conversation with him for like a good minute. But I'm like, dude, this is a scam. There's no way Matthew Lillard's just messaging me at 10:30 at night. It doesn't even make sense. So like finally, I'm looking at the profile and I'm like, there's no way he just created this new profile. He's only got 100 followers. So the next day he had like 15,000 followers. Like some must have been going around just friend requesting everybody that commented on Matthew's stuff. And it was crazy, man. It was crazy. I mean, eventually I was just like, I blocked him, but and then the profile later got deleted. But yeah, it's just crazy, man. It's crazy.
So wait, so Matthew Lillard was not hitting you up?
No, he was not. No, he was not. It was not really Matthew Lillard. It was just some fake spam account.
Because the last I had heard, it
legit.
sounded like that was a legit thing. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was hitting you up.
Well, so I actually did get he did send my information over to his company that works. And then again, this is kind of just happened to fall all in the same timeline. Like it seemed like it was legit. He did actually send my information over to the company that he owns or co-owns the whiskey distillery, whatever, that Quest's End whiskey or something.
Sure.
Like that. And they do like comics with their releases and stuff.
Yeah.
And I did get contact back from them. So that part's legit. I did get that. And that's
really very strange that it just didn't happenstance. You got a scammer going by Matthew Lillard.
Right. It was just weird timing, you know.
Turns out you just blocked Matthew Lillard.
Yeah, it was really him. Really trying to give me he wanted to give me, oh no. So he wanted me to give him like $70 to sign up for his premium membership thing. And I'm like, I don't have any money. He's like, well, you know, maybe you can email my manager and he'll, you know, knock it down for you. And I'm just like, dude, get out of here. Like, this is ridiculous.
We got a confession from Jay here. It says it was actually him testing the waters.
Nice.
It makes a good point, though. He says it's been worse now with AI and the fact they can buy the blue check mark on Twitter.
Yeah.
Lots of crazy stuff happening. I'll tell you what, the AI stuff's getting... This isn't me just being like the artist, like, oh no, that's coming for our jobs. It's like, it's getting obnoxious how much AI BS. Like, I can't put an advertisement up for my comic book because it says on Instagram that it's sexual content when none of it is. But then I can get suggested half a dozen profiles of AI girls bouncing and writhing around.
You're right.
And
it's weird.
No problem there. No problem there.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I don't know what's going on with all that. It's ridiculous.
I was devising a plan. This might actually work. It might work extremely well. I might only feel like I'm selling half of my soul if I were to do it.
Okay.
If I bought the licensing thing to get the AI waifus to like show up on Instagram, I could have them hold my comic books and have them holding my prints and be like, if you really want to see more, go to stevemessenger.art or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not generating AI art.
Yeah, dude.
And that account would probably get like 30,000 followers in a week.
Yeah, it would.
And they'd be like, put down the damn comic book.
Yeah, take the top off.
Yeah. Jay says, I get game recommendations on my phone that are borderline going to get me divorced. Yeah, dude, that's like the whole thing is they got to get you hooked like in the first like 3 seconds. There has to be something totally wild happens. You guys see like, well, what's that about? And next thing you know, you're watching the gameplay that's actually not the game. Also, you can click and download it and start giving them your credit card number. It's the most beautiful scam.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. How many of those games are not actually what they're advertising? It's like, what the heck am I playing right now? It's not what it was advertised.
I wanted to do a whole channel of reviewing like those games, but I'm like, I would have to get a new computer like every couple of weeks just with all the what they call it, the Trojan viruses and stuff.
Yeah.
Anywho,
put everything in the sandbox. So you're good. You got an IT guy right here. You know, I'll help you out with that.
Perfect. Let's start getting some viruses.
Yes.
So Heroes, the one thing I didn't realize is how much they push. Like if you're an artist and you just tag Heroes, like they'll share your stuff on their actual page.
That's awesome.
So like our buddy Dawson DJ. He put up just the thing here. He has his prints and he had some sketch covers, and they boosted this, and he's got some traction to the table. I
That's
had
cool.
no idea. I'm really bad about posting stuff while I'm like at
I
the
w-
convention.
I wish more shows did this because, I like Steel City, one of the shows I do. They have a Facebook, like just a group, like it's a fan group,
Yeah.
and you would think like the day of the show or whatever, they would let you post to it and be like, hey, come check out my art, on my table, whatever, A16 or whatever the heck it is, and no, dude, they don't let you do that. They don't let you do that at all. It just seems stupid. Like I'm at the show. Like you can't advertise the people at the show. Like
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
it doesn't make them money. Our booth fee was the money that we generated for the show.
Yeah.
They got to push the celebrities and stuff, which I get. That's their big investment.
Yeah.
It is a bit crazy, but we do it. We do it anyways. That's what brings home the bacon, and we brought home a substantial amount of bacon from this show, so it was all good.
That's amazing.
So we have more creator videos. Let's see, buddy Cameron Johnson actually had a really good one. Is this him? I think this is him. Yeah. So he posted just this quick video of some sketch covers he had for sale. And this is like one of the most liked videos that they've got like for the show.
Oh wow.
So he ended up getting some really good traction down there, moving a lot of stuff and lots of commission work. So this will have to be a strategy for next year. Again, here's another one, buddy DJ.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
He made his own little banner too. Good for him.
Yep. So
do it.
yeah, I don't know. I don't have the gumption to do things that require that little extra bit of effort anymore.
Yeah.
It's like I'm already kind of tapped as it is.
Yeah, I feel you. I try when I can. I try.
Just do every convention and let them push you. If they would, that'd be great.
It would be great.
There was one convention in particular that actually one of their top guys came out to talk to me about being like a featured artist there.
Oh wow.
Which I was honored, but it was going to put me in a room where like there's a fraction of the foot traffic. And I'm like, dude, okay, you'll give me a free table and you'll put my name in the thing, but put me in a room where no one goes to.
Yeah, that's rough.
I had buddies that were in that room that all did really bad that weekend.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't understand. Why wouldn't they just give you your table money back and then just like put a thing that says, hey, he's in room, whatever. Like that just seems silly.
So there's the thought process is that if they put an artist, they put a big enough name artist in a certain area, it could pull a draw to that area and get more people going that way. Yeah. I am not big enough of a name. Like, even if you put some of my artwork and stuff on there, there's going to be a lot of people that don't recognize it. They don't recognize my name. They're not going to go to see me.
Yeah.
That's just all there is to it. Which is why I got to start fighting Joe Rogan.
Yeah, man.
Yep. Jay says, hire me. I'll wear one of those inflatable dinosaur suits with your table number on it. Perfect.
Oh.
If you could also take some spray paint and just spray paint arrows on the floor, just leading people to my booth. Perfect. Yeah. What's up, Chris? What's up, dude? How'd you end up finishing? Chris was at the his usual spot at the Heroes Con. How'd you end up doing, buddy? I didn't catch up with you at the end there. So yeah, all in all, really good show. I have too many tabs floating around here. Too many tabs. It's gonna show a couple pictures. Did get to do some commissions. This is actually one of my favorite ones leading into this. Really like how this Venom turned out. I got a lot of people stop and look at that one.
Nice.
That one was fun. This was the wall of comics. Bunch of sketch covers that were done. I took off all my comics and it's just like we're just doing sketch covers just to try to get, some big spenders to come through.
Yeah.
All that good stuff. Ben says, Chris, we're signing up to fight. Yes, we're gonna get 100 people versus Joe Rogan, kind of like the 100 people versus the gorilla. And yes, sign up here. Best heroes ever. Hell yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Congrats.
Yeah, I don't think Joe can kick like he used to. He was saying, I heard him on one of his shows saying that he can't quite kick like that anymore because it's just so much force on all your joints. But I appreciate that, Jay. We also had a number of large framed ones. This was really pushing to move as many of these as possible.
Yeah, dude.
This guy in the middle went. This is like the Rogues Gallery.
Yeah.
And
that's bang for the buck. Get all these characters.
Yeah. This was
I want to do a jam piece like that one of these days.
It was good fun. The guy who bought it, Christopher. He picked up last year. I had all the Spider-Man Rogues Gallery. He picked that up.
Oh, nice.
And so I lost his contact info. He had actually told me they'd be interested in buying this. Yeah. I completely forgot about the piece, and I couldn't find his contact info. When I posted it on Instagram, he reached out. He's like, "Hold that for me, dude. I want that." So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so that one was good. I actually did hide a little Batman in there too. It's in Mr. Freeze's reflection.
Oh, it's hard to see. There you go. I added bats in my Green Arrow Black Canary piece.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's in the same universe. It's like Batman's always kind of around.
Yeah. Might as well get him in the background there somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. There's a couple others. Oh, this is probably my favorite commission for the weekend. I've never drawn the clown before from Spawn.
Nice.
Got a little Spawn and a reflection of the knife down there. That was fun.
That's sick, dude. Yeah, that looks great.
And the biggest letdown of the weekend, of all the things that I had drawn, I had so many people compliment me on this one. Not only did I not sell the original, I couldn't even sell a print of it. Now, granted, I was doing canvas prints, but this was like the most talked about piece that no one bought.
Weird.
The black cat.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's great. Nobody bought it.
Nobody. Not a soul.
Wow.
Not a one. Yeah, so that was a bit disappointing. What was fun though was the rack of comics. There's this guy that comes over. Let me share this again. Oops, wrong button. This elderly gentleman comes over to my booth. This is like first thing on Friday. And he walks up and he's like, he just is chuckling as he's looking at the rack, and he's like, "Oh, my neighbor, this is more his thing to comics. He told me if I saw anything unusual to pick it up for him." And he just starts laughing his butt off. He's like, "I ain't never going to spend $175 on a comic." And he laughs and walks away. And I'm like,
okay.
So they're hand drawn? No. Okay. Like,
some people, man. Some people.
Like, yeah, I wouldn't either, sir. Keep walking.
Yeah. Gotta love the people that come in and they just like have no idea what they're looking at or what they're even talking about. It's funny.
Well, here was the real fun one. So it was Saturday night. Had a good day. Went to pack up. I'm starting to clip the the sheets around the table and all that good stuff to keep people from like looking at things. And I look over and there's this young kid, probably 18, 19, standing over here looking at my originals. And he's like picking them up one at a time and taking pictures. I'm like, "Hey, bud, show's closed, dude. Like, it's time to go." He's like, "Oh, my bad, man." And he's still over there looking at me. He's holding one up. And he turns and he looks at me and he says, what's he say? He says something to the effect of like, "Don't you guys worry about leaving the stuff sit out overnight?" And I'm like, Dude, that's a real bad question to ask when you're standing there taking pictures of my stuff.
Yeah.
So, oh, my bad, man. I'll erase it. I'll delete it. I'm like, that's not the point, dude. You need to go home. Like, don't be touching my stuff, especially my originals, and be like, wouldn't it suck if something happened to this?
Yeah.
It's like mafia level stuff.
Yeah. I mean, considering there's been several like professional comic artists that have had like their portfolios stolen with like thousands and thousands of dollars of work. It's like, yeah, dude, like not an okay question to ask. Are you trying to do something right now? What's up?
Yeah.
Well,
here's the challenge that I've got is that number one, not the most organized guy. So sometimes I misplace things, and my immediate assumption is that somebody stole it.
Yeah.
Right?
I feel you there. Yeah.
The second bit is sometimes because I produce a ton of artwork all the time, sometimes I sell things and completely forget that I sold it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the next day I'm going about my business and I'm getting stuff set up, and Poison Ivy is gone.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, I don't remember selling Poison Ivy. I don't remember moving Poison Ivy. What would the chances be that this kid was the one that stole it? And I started weighing things in my head. I probably shouldn't admit this on the internet, but I was like, it is going to take more time and be more trouble to go report that this thing was maybe stolen.
Yeah.
And then who knows, I get home and I find it. And even if they do have video, every time that I've heard about it, someone having stuff stolen, either A, they can't make out the facial features, or B, it's not clear enough, or they don't have the right angle, or C, it's like, yeah, we saw who it was, but if you know anyone who is tall, dark, wearing a dark hoodie, we can put up, warrant for arrest. And it's like,
yeah,
it's pointless. Fucking Jay, god damn it. Sorry, Steve, I stole it, but it was on accident. I tripped and it landed in my backpack. It made the whoop, 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 whoop,
damn
like
you,
cartoon
Jay.
sound.
Yeah. Damn you.
So I'm thinking someone might have stole it. And
yeah, that sucks, dude. I'm sorry, man.
Well, it just got me thinking about security in general for the booth. So for the next show, I've got a couple things I'm changing. Yeah. I got a little lazy with my end of the show teardown. But like as far as originals go, I cannot leave them sitting out anymore.
Yeah.
Chris says it did end up falling out of Jay's pack, but I need to tell you. Oh, Chris.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's how you get paper cuts and hard to explain places.
Yeah. Who really knows what's in that ink, man? You gotta watch out.
Well, it could be poison ivy in that ink. So at any rate, yeah, we moved a lot of sketch covers moved, a lot of originals moved. Was there anything else noteworthy? I did not go to the auction. Everyone talks about the auction.
Yeah.
Have you heard about the auction? Have you heard?
No.
So because they do so many guest artists, the way that you're supposed to like give back as an artist is to put a piece into the auction.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be the most amazing thing, just something that kind of helps offset the cost of everything, right?
Yeah.
They started adding a actual charity feature to it because there's a lot of people that were pissed that they thought that their piece that they were auctioning was going to like a nonprofit, but it was actually going to
the convention.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly. So that's the big to-do Saturday night is everybody goes to that. And apparently I didn't go. I don't know if anyone in the chat went. You can let me know what you saw if you did. But apparently there's some pieces that went for a steal. And then there were others that people were like, why is this going up so high? So I don't know much about that. If anyone in the chat saw anything, or if anyone could leave a comment what they saw. I know our friend of the show, Mikkel, she had a piece that was featured.
That's awesome.
I guess that went pretty well for her. But if anyone else has any commentary there, it'd be welcome. But I was thinking about not just a mousetrap, but like the game mousetrap. Like they have the big Rube Goldberg machine kind of thing to catch
Yeah,
people.
yeah. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, maybe a couple bear traps. We could go Saul style, like you have to cut your leg off or die at my booth. These are all things I've considered.
Have you heard? So funny story about stealing. I just read this the other day. And maybe this is one of those AI generated stories, but I'm pretty sure it was real because they did a news thing on it. A lady, so somebody had been stealing this lady's mail or her packages that were being left at her doorstep, and she was fed up with it, so she filled a box with black widow spiders.
That's a problem.
Yeah, and the dude came and snatched it, went to open it, and was attacked by a bunch of black widow spiders.
Oh, geez.
And it's in the hospital. He's in the hospital and looking to sue. But according to the police report, those were her pet spiders that she was getting delivered, and she wants to sue him for damaging her pets. And yeah, it's very interesting because the police showed up and oh well, yeah, the pets didn't make it because he got attacked and he whacked him and stomped on him and stuff. So yeah, no, and then a crazy story.
That's wild.
Yep.
That reminds me of that. Was it the guy that he scams the scammers? Like he shuts down their computers and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you see the one where he shipped them like a giant box? I think it was cockroaches and like maybe it's cockroaches or like fleas, like all kinds of nasty bugs.
Oh God.
And somehow he said it so that when they opened the box or if the box sat out long enough, like all these bugs could like get into all their stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Jay knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Just imagine if you released a ton of black widows.
Yeah, that's like the other guy who did something similar on YouTube. He had a series where he was putting out boxes, and then he was like recreating the same invention but better every time. Where it was like originally it was just a box that like shat out as soon as it was opened, it would spray fart gas and like spin sprinkles everywhere or not sprinkles, glitter everywhere.
Oh yeah, so,
Mark Rober. So he had to deal with it. Yeah. So and then he would like make the next iteration. I enjoyed that. That was funny until he got told he couldn't do that anymore.
Well, here's a fun twist on these stories, and an update because I think we talked about this before. But so I grew up in a town called Mogador, and it got on the map. No one knows about it unless you play football in the area. That's their only thing. Is their high school has great football teams.
Yeah.
But there was a dude that was mailing. This might be different. He was mailing animal feces to different senators and stuff.
Oh wow!
But the story that I had heard was that there's a company where you can actually get like for manure and for like science purposes, like bags of manure.
Yeah.
So you're just shipping them to senators, and they'd open it up and be like, "Oh God, it's elephant dung," But it looks as though this might be the same story. I'm going to look it up. Apparently, he was actually smearing them on letters, and he has to go. He's got 2 years of probation and had to pay $9,500, the maximum under the federal law for mailings. Smeared letters to people.
What is the actual thing that he violated? That's
sending injurious materials through the mail.
Okay.
Interesting. So if you try to mail mouse traps, that would probably be injurious.
Okay.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So friends, we're learning a lot about the mail service today.
Yeah.
Don't mail bugs. Don't mail poop. Maybe just write a nice letter to somebody.
Yeah.
God, I have to call Israel to get rid of those spiders. Too soon? Probably, Jay.
Yeah.
Probably.
Might not be in greatest taste at the moment.
Yeah. They're under a ceasefire, anyways. It's good for the skin. God. You know, there's a lot to say about Ohio. Mostly that it's boring and there's nothing to do. But for the most part, we don't get any major weather events.
That's good.
Winters aren't the best in Northeast Ohio. Summers tend to suck. Humid, muggy, all that good stuff. But
Buffalo.
Yeah, it's in my opinion, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. And the best part about living in Akron is that it's really easy to leave. I can get on the interstate going in any direction. It's all right there. It's about 3 minutes from my house.
There you go.
All right. Do we have any other thoughts on Heroes Con, Nickel City Con? Any other thoughts?
No.
I've got one last.
Well, man.
Got one last transitional story here. Let's see if I can share this. So this was a topic back in Chicago last year. And of course, it's going to be really hard to see.
I've seen this around. Steel City also asked if people would be willing to pay this.
Mr. Mark Hamill. Now, this isn't I don't know. It's up there, but I've heard other people charging just as much for certain things.
Yeah.
But for an 8x10 photo, typically the high charge was for like if you wanted like Chris Evans to sign the Captain America shield, it was like I think it was $350 or $450 or something. But just for an 8x10 photo with a man, $400. $400. A premium would be like if he's signing merch, that sort of thing. $500 each.
Yeah.
And if it's bulky, like you've got a live action Luke Skywalker crawling out of a Tauntaun statue, it's gonna be $700.
It's just crazy. I wish I had that kind of status that I could charge that much. People pay it. Clearly, they must pay it because otherwise he wouldn't show up at shows, right? But I mean, that's insane.
He doesn't do a ton of them. Yeah. Come to Toledo. There's a lot to do when you're at the police department making police reports. Car got broke into, house got broke into. Ben knows all about it.
Yeah.
Ben, just because you leave every weekend doesn't mean you escaped. Ben does a lot of conventions. Are you still up that way, Ben? Or did you end up moving? Had an offer accepted to live in Toledo for 30 years. That's crazy. Yeah, and that's the other thing is when you know the clock's ticking down, the price on those autographs goes up.
Yep.
Ben says some slopes charge that much to limit the line. Yeah. From what I've heard, though, a lot of like they had Orlando Bloom was at a convention recently, so was Liv Tyler. And apparently, both of them don't do a ton of conventions. Everyone I talked to said it was pretty much a factory line. You have all your stuff ready to go. You walk up, they get your picture or whatever slid in front of them. They said, "Hey, how are you? You're doing great. Okay, I love you. Okay, bye. Here you go." That's it. Like 30 seconds, 40 seconds. No one's having conversations. I don't know.
Yeah, that sucks. And that sucks.
Yeah, that's what happens when you play Luke Skywalker and you make out with your sister. Whoops.
Oh my God, you're my sister.
There's so much stuff with Star Wars where, like, you could tell George was just kind of figuring it out as he went.
Mm-hmm.
And can we fault the guy? This is back in late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
When the idea, like, you have to have a consistent canonical universe that could branch out that didn't really exist back then.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ben moved down to Toledo. Interesting. The pre-Corn Hub days. A little different on Tatooine. I don't know. So here's Mark Hamill's prices. I don't know if he has any shows coming up, but that was my transitional story. we're going to change topics here a little bit. We got some gamers in the audience. I want you guys to chime in on this because this is the this topic's come up again because I guess Death Stranding 2 is coming out. I didn't play the first one. I don't have a PlayStation.
I think it's out.
Everyone complained that it was a walking simulator, where you play a delivery guy that's got to take stuff from here to there. And I watched some gameplay, and it certainly seemed like that was. Did you play it, or do you know about it?
I've not played it, but I've seen clips. It seems like the game. Yeah, it seems like the game is transporting, and then like the actual game is in the cutscenes. If that makes sense.
Well, Jay's confirming that yes, it is. It is a ton of walking. Chris says yes, it's 100% a walking sim. Graphics are sweet. Chris, did you play it? Did you play Death Stranding? I don't have a PlayStation. And if it came to the computer, I'm pretty sure my computer couldn't run it. And they're making a move. They're making a movie.
Interesting. Guy walks. Awesome. Okay.
Well, I mean, there was a portion of Forrest Gump where he just ran for like.
Yes, but he was telling a story.
Yeah, it's like 5 or 6 minutes.
It was, yeah.
It wasn't a feature length. Yeah. Get about halfway through and just put it down one day. Interesting. I've done that with a lot of games. Guns. Woo. Getting tired and Freudian slips. Well, what kind of guns? Interesting. So here's the two competing quotes when it comes to games. Is that Hideo Kojima, who is the creator of Death Stranding and games like Metal Gear Solid, says normally there's only easy mode, but we added very easy mode for movie fans since we have real actors like Norman, Mads, and Lee. I don't know who that is. Even Yano-san, who never completed the first stage of Pac-Man, was able to complete the game on very easy mode.
That's.
I don't know how. If it is just a game about walking, how challenging can it be that you need a very easy mode? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
The little bit I saw, there's like the big oily monsters that come out of the ground. There is that. Walking is hard, bro. Yeah. I'm a bit jaded, seeing as I sit my ass down for most of a convention. Everybody else has to walk. I've got it good over here.
Mm-hmm.
You do have to survive. Okay. Well, maybe I'm understating the game. The competing comment here, and this is from Miyazaki, is we don't want to include a difficulty selection because we want to bring everyone to the same level of discussion and the same level of enjoyment. So we want everyone to first face that challenge and to overcome it in some way that suits them as a player. You know what that means? I do what Chris does, and I set the controller down, and I never come back to that game again. I don't even really rage quit anymore. It's just like, nope.
Let's stop playing. Yeah.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
You ever have that with a game where you're just like, I'm out?
I've had it a couple times. I'm like, oh, that seems cool. And I play it for a minute. I'm like, yeah, I'm all right.
That was, I remember back in the day, I got catfished by Prince of Persia. I forget which one, but they had, they were using Godsmack for the music.
Okay.
And it was the I stand alone.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And I'm like, this game looks great. You can slow down time, you can slice people up. Come to find out, all the normal bad guys you can beat with the same combo over and over and over.
Oh,
and then once you get to the boss, you can only attack during certain times, and their health bar fills up the whole screen. And otherwise, you just have to dodge around and block and wait. And I'm like, I sucked a punch out. I sucked a punch out. I sucked a punch out. I'm not doing this again. I never beat the first boss.
Yeah.
I just take it to GameStop, get $10 off of a brand new $60 game. It was awful.
Yeah.
But, rage pretty hard on Marvel Rivals.
I rage stopped playing what's the Souls game? Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Because I just was too hard, dude. I'm like, I just can't do this anymore. I'm getting peeved at the same boss over and over again. I'm done. It's too hard.
Well, there's so many people at conventions that try to convince me I should play it. I'm like, I know myself at this point in my life.
Yeah,
don't do
it. Yeah.
No.
I thought so. I sort of thought because they were trying to mimic the Souls game, like almost like visual style, that Claire Obscure Expedition 33 was going to be hard like that. And no, I think they paced they paced that game pretty well. I had a lot of fun with that game. Very, it was a good game.
I play the little like dumbest roguelite games where it's you play for like 20 minutes and the run is done if you don't die part way, you know.
Yeah.
Chris, you were telling me about that Expedition 33. I was looking at it. It looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game, and it's like got like a 9.8 out of 10 across the board from like everyone. It's such a good game.
I have not beaten the first stage of Pac-Man that I'm aware of. I haven't played Pac-Man since I was a kid, so
yeah, dude. Oh my god, it's been so long. I never beat the first stage of Pac-Man, the 3D version. You ever played the 3D version of Pac-Man? Where it's like Pac-Man's an actual character and he's got like arms and you're actually like walking around like you're like
was that
like
Nintendo 64? Was that the first time?
I want to say it was GameCube, but maybe it might have been 64.
I don't think Pac-Man needs to be 3D, you know?
No, it was a weird combo. I mean, there's parts of the game like, oh, this is kind of fun, but then I was like, yeah, this is weird.
Chris, you know better than to bring up pigeons on this show.
Oh no.
So funny we bring all that up and brought up Elden Ring. I'm actually just finished an Elden Ring piece today. I don't know anything about the game, so I spent more time researching like
what'd you do? Millennia or whatever her name is? Millennia? Okay.
It's the Blood Lord or something, and then there's a character down here. It's impossible to see what's going on this screen, but
no, it looks sweet, dude. That's sick.
It's a big piece.
That's awesome.
So it's trying to get some more video game stuff because I've got that anime show in like 2 weekends. Weekend after Denver. So I'm like, I've got to have some like cross interest stuff.
Which one? Which one in 2 weekends?
Anime Ohio.
Wait, is it 2 weekends?
Like 3 weekends, 2 weekends. I think it's like the.
Oh, is that the one that's coming up? I'm like, I knew there was a show coming up in 2 weeks. Yeah.
Like 13th to the 15th, I think.
You think game stuff's gonna be popular at that one?
Anime dudes love video games, and I'm not the greatest at drawing anime.
It's a good assessment.
I could do a pin-up Android 18 in Bulma. I've been meaning to do that. I think it was Moog.
Yeah. That's like the first boss. He sucked too.
We know what sells around here, Jay.
Yes. Yes. I had this conversation with my friends the other day. And we were talking about like, my financial situation and stuff and blah blah blah. And my one buddy's just like what can you do to like make more money? And I'm like I know what I can do to make more money. I don't want to do it. and then my other buddy's like, yeah, you know what you can do. Huh? And I'm like, what do you think? What do you think it would make me more money? He's like, yeah, you draw some honkers. And I'm like, yeah, probably would do it. If I drew a lot of just nudie characters. Yeah. And then he's like, you can go even further than that. You can go furry.
You don't have to go that far down the rabbit hole if you want.
Yeah, I'm like, I just don't. Yeah, I'm not willing to sell my soul just yet. But I'm almost.
Yeah.
I'm almost there.
Let me see here. Let me just see something real quick.
I think the convention scene might break me down before I know it.
I mean, you got some going on here. Black Canary.
Yeah.
She's got some booty on her.
I have some riskier pieces, but yeah, no one's naked.
No.
Draw naked people.
I was gonna say I don't do that, but I've done a couple. But it's not like the rule I've set for myself is right now it's like I'm only doing it for pieces that I feel like drawing that for. Like
Yeah.
It's not open season for publishers to hit me up and be like, hey dude, what are you doing? I hate the fact that they're called the Naughty and Nice covers.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
it's an actual comic book.
It is.
Yeah.
But then there's like the people that refer to it, like I get it. That's what it's called in this world, in this comic book world. But I feel like we could come up with a better name than that. But
we should just call it as it is. So it's just porn comics. Sorry, guys.
Some of them are. Some of them are. Mike says he draws the geese honkers.
Geese honkers.
Geese honkers. Different kind of furry.
Yeah.
Oh man, furries are the new. Yeah. It's like a hot soup in there. Nookie.
Nookie, nice.
Yeah. That's I don't know. I find that when you start offering to do like nudity and stuff for commissions, people test the waters very quickly as to how much they can get away with.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
And there's just some conversations with grown-ass men that I don't care to have at a convention.
Big sweaty guys asking you to draw.
I'll never forget the first time that it happened. I was at Grand Rapids and this dude showed me so you do commissions? Like if I have a picture, can you draw it? I'm like, well, it's going to be in my style. He's like, that's perfect. That's perfect. Pulls out a Polaroid of some girl. I'm like, does this girl know that you have this picture, number one? And number two, is this girl still alive? And I'm like,
that's weird.
And she was also completely naked in a very compromising position. I'm like, sorry, dude, I'm not going to be able to do that for the show. The dude right next to me, he's like, I'll do it. It's like,
hey, okay. Man, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like picking off a carcass.
God. Like, all right.
That's funny.
Completely random. This came up in my feed today. There's a painting that has been around, like they've had it forever, but they've just recently tied it to Michelangelo, not the turtle, but the painter that inspired Michelangelo. And they said that this would be the earliest painting that Michelangelo ever did. And probably have him at 12 or 13. You want to see it?
Oh, God. I don't know. Sure. It's going to be better than anything I've ever drawn in my life, isn't it?
It's called the Torment of St. Anthony.
At 12 or 13?
12 or 13, they estimate. And you want to talk about, like, maybe you need to send your kid to see somebody? Like,
yeah.
You got all these, like, demons writhing around.
I don't think there's no way this is him when he's that old, or when he's 12 or 13.
He's got AI
He's literally
fingers.
drawing himself, is he not? Is he not drawing himself? Is that not him?
I don't know what Michelangelo looked like.
I mean, I think he looks just like that.
I thought he was a turtle. Huh. Man, talking about
that's wrong. Like it's got, oh my God, dude. It's got a, oh my God.
It's like another head.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
wow.
I almost forgot about this. It was just on I had it on another tab here. This is some wild stuff. What do you guys in the chat think about this? Call me like one of your French girls.
I should quit drawing. That's what I feel. That's how I feel about it. I'll never be as good as Leonardo da Vinci. I'm gonna quit. I'm quitting.
Yeah, that's I like that. This is like a fish elephant. I don't know.
Yeah.
Turns out hell's not that bad. It's just really weird. It's just really weird. I don't know. It looks pretty bad though. Looks pretty bad. I mean, he's even got like this little boat. This boat is better than like half the boats I've ever drawn. Anyways, So there's your random art history with Steve.
Interesting.
Hope you all learned something there. I didn't learn much, just a little bit more disturbed now. Let's see. What do we got left? What do you guys have in the chat? You guys have anything for us? I'm about ready to. We never really talked about the whole reason I brought this whole thing up. We talked about video games, but yeah, that was the discussion point was should it matter what kind of difficulty modes a video game has? Like the discussion came up a couple years ago that some games like Elden Ring that are incredibly difficult are limiting to players. Like not everyone's going to be able to play it and beat it. And then some people started chiming in, and we'll just bring it up for sake of conversation, saying that like if you have somebody that has, maybe they're missing part of their hand, or maybe they have other developmental disabilities. I don't even know how you can politically correctly say all that these days. That if you have a game that's intentionally difficult, then they really will never be able to enjoy it to the extent that somebody that does have their faculties or whatever, however you want to phrase that. So should games have like an easy mode and a very easy mode, or does it freaking matter?
That's a tough question to answer. I mean, in my opinion, I think for the most part, yes, because yes to having modes, easy mode, hard mode, medium mode, whatever, for a multitude of reasons, right? Because I mean, it's like giving yourself a handicap in a game.
I thought you were going to say something else there for a second. Sorry. Our train of thought that giving yourself a handicap.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we've been in the gutter all night.
Steve, you man. I don't know where you got to go somewhere tonight, man. Get your ones ready or something.
That wasn't the only one.
What was that? Shoot, what was I saying?
If you wanted to like make the game harder for yourself or whatnot.
Yeah, right. I mean, in the exact case of Clair Obscura, they even just released a patch that allows you to change like the damage modifiers on characters and stuff like that. Stuff like that. I think goes a long way because then it gives you more to do later. Like, oh, I can replay this game and now I can replay it harder, or
right.
I can, or you know what? I just want to enjoy the story of the game. I can make it easy. You know what I mean? I'm having a hard time with this boss. I just want to get through it so I can see what happens next. So I guess it really depends. But
our chat is stuck.
I see that. You guys are ridiculous.
It's like junior high all over again over here.
Oh my goodness.
I agree with you. I do like the difficulty modifiers where you can make things more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish. All right, so I've got Instagram up over here. Hardly anyone ever hangs out on Instagram, and when they do comment, by the time I see it, they've left the room.
Oh.
And Craft, they need to, for whatever reason, the code doesn't make it over. But Crafty Quirk informed me that Bubble Bobble was life changing, and also put in there that James cheats all the time. So
I do not.
Straight from Crafty Quirk. I don't know what to tell you. They wouldn't have gone through all that trouble to post that on Instagram if it wasn't true. I don't know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. She's silly.
I feel like whatever developers want to do is totally fine, because I know not all games are made for me. There's tons of games out there I'm never going to play because I take one look and I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
And like if someone came out and said, hey, we got Mike Tyson's Punch Out. You remember that one? You remember that one from your childhood that was impossible to beat unless you were the one kid that figured out everything and played it religiously?
Yeah.
If they came out now and said we have a retro version that has a very easy mode, I'm like, I don't want to play that.
Yeah.
I don't just need to beat Mike Tyson to have the satisfaction of saying I did it.
Yeah. They They had a game called Ninja Gaiden. Do you recall? Have you ever played this?
I played Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, Ninja. I'm sorry, Ninja Gaiden, Ninja Gaiden.
I don't know. It could be.
Could be either way you
Gaiden.
pronounce it. Whatever. Ninja Gaiden.
I don't know.
But that game was hard as heck to beat, dude. I can only get so far in that game before I just gave up.
Ninja Gaiden was hard as heck.
It was, dude. But then they came out with an updated version of the game. They remastered the game and then gave it an easy mode. Which
really, they did that.
To be honest, I didn't really see a giant difference in the easy mode, but it was nice. It was an option that you could play the easy mode. I think you had to like die a couple times, and they're like, "Hey, would you like to enable easy mode?"
Hey, we noticed that you're doing terrible.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Like if you were having a hard time in the tutorial part of the game.
There's been some other games like that too that like give you a notice that, hey, by the way, you can change the difficulty at any time.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it Oblivion or Skyrim or one of those games? I think
it is. Yeah, Oblivion. Both of them have their own
like built-in
modifiers. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things. I know part of the appeal to games like Elden Ring is the difficulty level. Being able to like grind through it and finally be like, oh, I finally did it. And whatever, like great. I don't get a sense of achievement out of all that. I don't know. For me, it's like one of the reasons I like you ever play Enter the Gungeon?
No, I've never played that.
It's like a top-down, like old school looking, like 8-bit looking game.
Yeah.
It's like 4 levels of a dungeon, but it's incredibly difficult. But you get incredibly powerful guns, and they have synergies. So you have multiple guns that can affect each other.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like, so you can end up feeling like a total badass in this game, and little cartoon guys, right? But I like that kind of thing where it's like, okay, it can be tough, but like I can be a badass too.
Yeah,
Elden Ring sounds like a lot of rolling around.
Yeah, Exhibition 33 was like that. Like there was a certain point in the game where like you could like just start max statting yourself and like one hitting bosses at like, millions of damage.
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy. It's fun, but then like it does take the fun out of the game a little bit too. Once you're like God mode in a game, then you're like, oh well, maybe I need to increase the difficulty a little bit.
Yeah, well, and that's why I like what's the game called? There's one I've been playing. It's in early access. I think it's Death Must Die. It looks like, again, another old school kind of isometric 8-bit game.
Yeah.
And you can get like super badass in there, but to be able to unlock the best gear, you have to start putting the difficulty modifiers on. And it gets really difficult even if you have awesome gear.
Oh, wow.
And every time they do an update and they put a new level in, it's almost like starting completely over, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, it's like they only do it every like 5 or 6 months. So it's like, you know what? I haven't played the game in 3 months. Might as well start over. So,
yeah, that's crazy.
Chris says, Expedition 33 hit me hard in the feels multiple times. I haven't cried over a game in years.
Yeah, dude. There were some times in that game, man. You're like, whoa.
I feel like I'm going to have to check this out.
You're going to have to. I think you should.
Cinematic and soundtrack mix, the constant battle over grief was fantastic. Tell you what, the game that gave me the absolute chills.
Yeah.
Did you ever play Fear? It's first-person shooter. First-person shooter with like ghosts and crazy stuff. It always had like a little girl on it that looked like she was from The Grudge or something.
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think I played that.
The second one, like the ending scene is so intense. Like I still get like chills when I describe it to people. See, Chris knows what's up.
Oh, girl. That's awful.
It's like there's been stories that our government in real life has done studies on kids that have gone through like trauma and stuff because apparently they might have ability to access like psychic powers and stuff.
Yeah.
This game explores that, and it's telling a story about this girl that's like become super powerful, and she's like, I don't know, attacking people from beyond and all this. I'll spoil it because this game's been out for like almost 20 years now. So if you haven't played it by now, you're probably not going to play it because it's probably going to suck just gameplay wise at this point. But at the very end, like you have to strap into this chair that'll like take you into like her realm where she's at. So you get strapped in and they're putting this helmet on you and all this. And then like suddenly you're in this like environment, very pale, stale environment. And she's standing there and she's a woman. And she's pregnant, and she's like slowly just kind of walks over to you, kind of doing like the creepy thing. And then she stops right in front of you, and like your character's struggling to get out of the chair, and you're looking down, and you can't get out of that. And she reaches down, she takes your hand out of the buckle, she places your hand on her stomach, and then the controller vibrates and can feel the heartbeat of her kid through her stomach.
That's crazy.
And the game ends, and I'm like,
whoa,
what?
Yeah, what? Whoa,
creepy as shit. And then I never played the next game because it looked like trash.
That sucks. Yeah, that sucks.
Crazy ending, but
yeah,
it was
cool.
It was fun. Yeah, so video games in general, I don't really play too much anymore. I have been playing more this week though, because I have just been ever since Heroes. Like I stayed with my brother down there. So Monday morning, grabbed breakfast with the girls. He had to leave for business. He's on a business trip. And my motivation to work is so low right now. It's never been lower. Like go up into the studio, sit down. It's a miracle I got that one done. So I played a few video games the last couple days. I also did a lot of deep cleaning on the house that needed to be done. So that feels good.
Yeah, get you in the right headspace. It's funny, dude. It must be the time of the year or something, man. I'm in the exact same headspace. I'm like, I want to sit down and do work, but I'm like, I'm just not ready for this right now. But I did the exact same thing. I started tidying up a little bit, threw out some junk I didn't need. I still got to organize the closet and stuff, but I think it helps, just cleaning up your space so you're like, your mind is ready to be creative again. Because it's not as clustered.
They say it's a function of ADD when there's stuff that you need to do, but you start cleaning and or grooming instead.
Makes sense. Yeah,
I think it makes a lot of sense. It's like, I know I need to do a thing, but I'm going to do a thing. It's just not that thing.
Yeah.
Welcome to ADD.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Not necessarily with art, but like with other things in general. Like I used to do that with homework. I would be like, oh, I have college homework to do. I'd start cleaning the house instead. Like, I got to do all of that. Then I'd be like, it's 9 o'clock at night. I got to go to bed. I didn't do my homework.
Yep. Yeah, I got a few more things I got to get done around here, but so here's the deal, guys. I am going to be at Denver Fan Expo next week. It's hard to believe that June's already pretty much over.
Yeah.
That's why it's the 25th, and I wasn't super sure what the load-in schedule was going to look like, so I just put it that I was going to be there from Tuesday next week till Monday the 7th. Leave like first thing in the morning.
Oh, wow.
And that means that I will also need to start the trip out there on Monday next week. So I'm only home for a few more days. And then we're hitting the road.
Nice.
I don't know what the serious problem was. I totally messed up.
Oh, the ADD thing.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those things where it's like there's a lot I want to get done because pretty much when I come back from Denver, I'm only gonna be home for a couple days. So I'm gonna have to go down to Cincinnati, and I know I'm not gonna want to restock. I'm gonna want to like sleep. So got a lot to do in the next couple days, and I'm like, I could probably play another round of Sulfur, which is a cartoony looking game.
Sulfur, huh?
Yeah, it's I'll show you a clip here. It's technically early access, but there's so much to the game right now. Like, I don't know what else they're going to add at this point. I'll just show you some gameplay in the background while we're talking. Let's see. Share the screen. Let me mute this so I don't get a copyright strike.
Yeah, don't do that.
No. This dude, the homie dot. It's this dude plays the hell out of this game, and I love him for it. So all these guns you can modify, so they might do more damage, but the bullets go slower or they fall shorter.
Okay.
But I think there's like 20 some odd different guns, and then there's like 100 different modifiers you can put on them. It's a lot of fun, and again, it's one of those games where like if you die, you lose everything.
Oh wow,
everything.
Yeah,
And I have died in some incredibly stupid ways, and all my amazing gear that I've been building up, gone forever.
That stinks.
Yeah.
Jeepers.
But it's fun. It's fun though, man, because it's like it keeps you on your toes. It actually keeps you invested in the game, because if you die, you don't just start over. Well, here's an ad for NASA or something. Oh no, it's insurance. Perfect.
Family insurance. That's funny.
But yeah, it's a fun game. It was pretty cheap, and like I said, it's under early access. And this is just one like stage. There's like 6 or 7 levels to this caves.
Yeah.
And I've played it for hours. I thought it was the game, and I finally beat it, and then found out that, oh no, this is like one of 7 like areas.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. I also suck at the game, which is why it took so long. But
oh yeah. That wouldn't help, right?
No, it wasn't great, but it's all random. Like it randomizes the levels, it randomizes where the enemies are.
That's cool.
It's a good fun game. So if you're looking for something a little different, that's what I play. Like if I just need 20 minutes of complete distraction,
yeah,
and then get back into what I'm doing. So
yeah, I've been doing that with what's it called? Split stream? Why am I blanking on names of things today? It's a new first person, or well, I guess it's a third person shooter. No, it's a first person shooter. First person shooter just came out. Basically, you can use portals to get yourself from places to place, and like you use it as a tactic to shoot people, obviously. But I've been playing the game mode. It's called I don't know. Basically, you got to score a ball in your goal, and the other team can steal from you. So like you got to get to 3 balls in your base, and it's been a lot of fun because it's like kind of really gets me like excited because like you're just constantly got somebody behind you, next to you, and they're smaller maps too, right? So you play for like 20 minutes and you're done. And you can play another one if you want to, but I usually just play like 1 or 2 and I'm done.
Never heard of that. Never heard of that.
Yeah, it just dropped a little bit ago.
Interesting. Yeah,
Splitgate. I'm sorry, Splitgate. That's what it's called.
Splitgate. I have heard of that. I've not looked at it at all, but
it's fun.
I don't know. I've been playing PUBG with some buddies, like when I am home.
Nice.
That's like a Friday night thing. So that's been kind of fun. We suck at it. But I'm going to pull up 2 more things and we're going to call it a night. Number 1 is just a video that I like.
Okay.
I found this randomly. A lot of random stuff tonight. Tell me if you would subscribe to this guy's YouTube channel. This is, he doesn't have like a real like chat that he talks to. He just I don't even know if he uploads the videos. I think he just saves them and then shares them all at once to annoy his wife.
Okay.
But check this out.
What up, gang? We're at Walmart today. What up, gang? We're at Menards today. What?
So, again, he doesn't have a YouTube channel. He just does this to irritate his wife.
That's funny.
What up, gang? We're at High Five Nail Spa, best pedicure in town.
Really?
What up, gang? We're at Canella Breakfast Club in Chicago. What up, gang? We're at Beatrix in the city, getting another. What up, gang? We're at Aritzia, doing a little birthday shopping. What up, gang? We're at Coco Pelli's having a family dinner. What's up, gang? We're at the Hilton in Fort Lauderdale, about to head back home. What up, gang? We're at Whole Foods, stocking up on some produce.
It made me laugh. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
The only thing that makes it funny is her reaction every single time.
Yeah, if she ever quit reacting, that would be the end of the video.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, but I was slacking on the Ask Reddit tonight, so this is just the first one that really popped out at me. So guys, if you have any questions in the chat, feel free to ask before we roll out. We're gonna do this and then talk about where we're gonna be at next one more time, and then call it a night. But this is a very important question. I think everyone is like this to a certain extent. I clicked all the wrong buttons. James, what would you say that you are a snob about? What are you a snob about? I used to be a bit of a barbecue snob. I like doing my own barbecue at home, so I was very picky about what kind of wood I was using on the smoker, what kind of rub I was using, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where when people would tell me like, "Oh, I just use a store-bought rub," I'd be like, "Really? Are you simple? Like, you just buy a rub from the store?"
Yeah.
Like,
that's funny.
No, you got to make your own, Chris says that it's definitely the coffee beans and beer.
Coffee beans and beer. Okay.
I can see that. And old Mickey's. Folders and Mickey's. Mix the two.
That's interesting. I guess I don't know. I'm kind of a snob about coffee. I can't drink coffee.
Yeah.
I can't drink regular coffee. It has to be flavored coffee. I'm a snob about that a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know. This is a weird one. It's like having to check yourself a little bit. I don't really know. My wife would have a better answer than I would.
Well, we'll give you another moment of introspection here. Jay's calling me out. He says I'm a top shelf kind of guy. 500 plus per bottle.
That's funny.
I'll tell you what, man. When I lived down in Kentucky, we got paid every 2 weeks, and on the way home from the shop, I passed a liquor barn, which is like the size. I think it was an old Kmart, and they turned it into a liquor store. So it's a sizable establishment. And I would buy some really nice bottles of bourbon and then something to sip on. And I got to the point where I'm like, I don't know. Once you get to like 50 or 60 bucks for a bottle of bourbon and above, it's really hard to really do something different.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been on a break from drinking for like 3 weeks now. I was just drinking Jim Beam White Label. That was my go-to. That's the cheapest bourbon you can get before you're drinking, like, was it Early Times? Which technically isn't even whiskey. It's like whiskey flavored vodka.
That's funny.
Allegedly, I don't need a defamation from Early Times. But yeah, I don't know.
Early Times is a brand.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a super cheap bottle. My wife only drinks Starbucks drive-through, Starbucks K-Cups. I knew a dude back in the day that was a manager at a Starbucks, and he would drink all the coffees that got like messed up. So if you didn't put enough caramel in, or you didn't, whatever,
yeah,
he had no shame. He would drink it. So he's drinking like 3 or 4 cups, big cups of coffee a day.
I mean, don't let it go to waste, I guess.
He got addicted to it.
Yeah.
He said that literally no other coffee would work. He would get horrible migraines until he would drink Starbucks. Like after he quit there, like he had very expensive addiction.
No wonder so many people drink Starbucks. They're addicted.
Yeah.
They put something in their coffee, man. That's not good. We should investigate that.
There's also like a very societal, like Pavlovian thing going on there. Like, oh, I'm treating myself, and other people get to see that I got treated. Like, there's like a pomp and status thing there.
Yeah, I never understood that. Starbucks is just way too expensive.
Can you buy Everclear in Michigan? Because I don't think you can get true Everclear in Ohio. I think that one was banned. You'd have to go to like one of those duty-free shops that they have for like the military bases. I wouldn't know anything about any of this though. So any snobbery coming from you, James? Any snobbery?
I'm sure there's something, man. I really have no idea. I guess I think too highly of myself. I'm not sure.
All right. Well, then you have to take the challenge then, because you can't come up with an answer. You have to go to Indiana and get 190 proof Everclear.
All right.
And Ben will even do the legwork for you. He'll meet you halfway.
Okay.
He's going to be there this weekend. Ben, let us know how PopCon goes. I think that's what's this weekend is PopCon.
Okay.
Which I'm a little upset myself for not signing up for it, because apparently they've got all the voice actors for the Turtles there, which usually does really well for me. But
yeah,
state line just over the border. Good to know. Good to know. If I ever decide to fall right off the wagon into a bottle of Everclear. And Chris, I'm going to give you the last word here, man. As a coffee snob, I can totally tell you Starbucks sucks. It's not the foo-foo drinks, but the actual coffee, the basis of the drink is awful. Interesting. They have live action and the cartoon. I'm missing out this weekend.
Oh man, that's awful.
Well, a couple times I did PopCon. It was awful. Sorry, PopCon. Just how it was.
Yeah.
So
was it their first time doing the show, or are they a fairly new convention?
No, they've been around. The very first one out of COVID was actually a really good show.
Yeah.
I was in Artist Alley and I made bank for like a $200 table or whatever it was.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, this is amazing. I'm going to do this every year. I did. Next year, I was like, I'm going to upgrade to a vendor table because I'll do even better.
Mm-hmm.
I did better in the Artist Alley. And it wasn't necessarily for any other reason other than like a fraction of the people seemed to show up.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that sucks.
But so James, where are you going to be at? Is it this weekend or is it next?
Yeah, it's this weekend. I'll be loading in on Thursday, Nicholas City here in Buffalo, New York.
Nice.
And actually, I did a quick Googly search. It sounds like Mr. Colossus has postponed for this one, which
again with this.
Yeah, stinks, man.
Again with this.
They must be filming Deadpool 3. I don't know, no idea. So yeah, but thankfully I didn't invest any actual work into doing anything Colossus. So
there you go.
It's always a plus.
That's a plus.
I'm actually putting some effort into Steel City Con. I was gonna give it up this year or this next convention, but then they started announcing all these great voice actor guests. I'm like, well, I can't not go now. Like I can't not have a table. So
right.
So yeah, I'm keeping my table. I was gonna give my table to my wife, obviously. But so they got like the voice actor of Master Chief, Cortana coming. They have the voice actor. They have 2 voice actors from Baldur's Gate coming right now.
Wow.
They're also doing a Full House reunion, which I don't care as much about. It's cool.
That'll be fun.
I'm not. It's not really my fandom, but and then one of the voice actors from Baldur's Gate is also does Mael from Claire Obscure Expedition 33. So I kind of want to do a fan art for that, but I also am doing like a special like Punisher print because two of the Punisher actors are coming to the show too.
That'll be sweet.
Quite a lineup.
Oh yeah,
I'm super excited about this show.
Well, guys, if you are out in New York towards Nickel City, definitely check out James there. Check out his socials. He'll have his booth posted and all that good stuff. And then next week, I will be adventuring out to Denver, where I will be seeing Chris, Ben, a bunch of other folks. It'll be a really good time. The challenge, though, is that I have no idea what the internet's going to be like at the hotel next week. It should be decent. I'm staying at the Aloft, adjacent to the. It's not connected, but it's very close to the convention center, so should have a decent connection. We'll see. All right. Friends, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you hanging out. We will see you next time.
Peace out. Later, guys.